Bollinger, and his my ceramic teacher, Mike Kuhn, and he's a wonderful, wonderful teacher. He always tells me that I'm his favorite student here.
Okay, Mike, so let's talk for a minute about what it's like to have Julie in class with the other adult students that are here, and what it's like to teach her.
Yeah, Julie's, she's really a pleasure to have in the class, and she blends well with everybody. I mean, everybody loves her. She gets along, and just she really enjoys the class, and I think that the other adult students that are in here have really taken a liking to her, and they have a lot of fun together. And Julie really enjoys talking to the other students, and they really enjoy talking to her. And she's got an awesome personality, and she's never short of anything to say, and she has a lot of thoughts and a lot of opinions, and it's a lot of fun having her around.
I've noticed she seems really comfortable and like she knows everybody when she comes in. That's a familiar place.
Yeah, she's gotten to know everybody, and she's made a lot of friends here.
Oh, that's great.
It's just, she's such a friendly, warm person that everyone seems to be pretty attracted and drawn to her. It's fun to see some of the things that she makes, and just her creativity is...
What she comes up with.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. She has unique pieces.
Okay, so you were saying that her pieces sometimes are really different and unique, and you're not always sure where she's going with it?
Yeah, she has a lot of, great creativity. So when she's starting something, when I look at it, I don't always understand where she's going with it, but it always comes together. She always has a plan, So
she knows what she wants to make.
I'll ask her. I'll say, what are you working on? And she has it all laid out, and it's just, it'll be in its rough stages in the beginning, but she has it all planned out what it's going to be, and it always, it turns out being exactly as she planned.
So how many techniques do you think that there's some that are harder, more difficult for her to learn, or has she grasped them?
Well, in ceramics, there's lots of different techniques that we use. There's hand-built pieces that you can work on, and then there's working on the wheel. Julie has worked on the wheel a little bit, and hasn't had as much success on the wheel as she has with the hand-built stuff. And that's the case with lots of people. We have adult students that try the wheel and they just don't care for it. And Julie has had much more success, and she's been able to express herself creatively with her hand-built pieces, and I think she really gets a lot more enjoyment out of that.
And she works with slabs, doesn't she, where she'll take a whole flat slab of clay and then start there.
She starts off with slabs. Sometimes, she uses molds. She uses multi-layers, and she'll use different tubes and different things to get the basic shape and foundation of the piece, and then she adds to it and brings in all kinds of different layers. And ultimately, she has, the end result is always a wonderful piece that we're always surprised to see at the end.
How does she handle when the piece doesn't make it through the kiln or through part of the process because of air bubbles or being too thin or it cracks?
In ceramics, it's not a perfect science. There's always pieces that just don't make it for various reasons, and sometimes if they're thin or sometimes we get cracks in the kiln and things like that. She handles it great, because I just had to come to her the other day, and she had this wonderful bowl that she had made, and she used a form and lots of different layers, and it was really neat, and different shapes that she used, and it was thin though, and so we went to load it into the kiln, and it didn't make it, and I told her, I says, Julie, that bowl didn't make it, and she says, that's okay. She goes, we'll just make another one, so she does handle that, sometimes better than my other students,
Okay, Mike, so I also know that there's art therapy, and obviously art can be very therapeutic. And you use the right brain, and you already talked about Julie's creativity and maybe her confidence level.
Right.
I know she's very high functioning, but how do you feel that this is helping her?
Well, you know, she is very high functioning, and ceramics is used quite a bit in all kinds of different, surgery recovery, accident recovery, all kinds of almost like physical therapy.
Yeah.
And it really just helps with coordination of the right hand and left hand, and bringing in just the whole visual aspect of it. And I know it's used in a lot of therapeutic type forums and uses. And Julie is she is very, very high functioning, and in a class structure, we have projects that we put together and plan, and students have in my classes. It's kind of a loose class, meaning the projects aren't they're not it's optional.
Assigned,
It's optional.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we'll introduce a project, and Julie may or may not opt in, but sometimes she just goes off on her own and sits by herself and comes up with ideas of her own, and that's what's also just really it's just really exciting to see her work like that, because she's able to just come up with things in her mind, and then and put them together and make them happen. So it's a lot of fun, and I think it's something with other children, other people that have the same condition that she has, Down syndrome, that I think in ceramics could be something that would be fun for them, and also maybe tap into a side that's never been tapped into, creativity that might be kind of hidden in there, and this is an opportunity to bring it out.
Yeah, when I was talking to her the other day, I think one of the big things is there's an immediate sense of accomplishment. It doesn't take a lot of months. It's something you can start to make within a few days.
Yeah.
You can have an end product. It lasts. It's tangible. It's something she can show me from over the years. And I think the sense of accomplishment is really fantastic for her with that.
It is, if you think about it, and not just for Julie, but for everybody.
Sure.
We're starting off with a hunk of mud, a piece of clay, and then it's worked into a shape, and then it goes through a firing process, and then it's glazed, and it goes through another firing process, and at that point, it has literally gone from a soft piece of mud to a piece of glass, and something that can be functional. It can be decorative and sit on the shelf, and it also can be functional, where you can drink your coffee out of it in the morning, or so it is something that brings a lot of gratification and just a sense of accomplishment, for all the students, including Julie.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I know she loves it.
She sure does, yeah. And I know she looks forward every week to being here.
Oh, yes.
She's the first one in and the last one to leave. So it's a lot of fun having Julie.
Oh, well, thank you. You're wonderful to her.
Thank you.